Welcome to the quiz, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I watched Shakuntala Devi and couldn't stop crying. I just couldn't stop crying because there's so many dynamics between a mother and a daughter that I could relate to now that I'm a mother. Ajay and Anupama, we have seen in the film that Shakuntala Devi is quite a possessive mother. How did this affect the dynamics between you, both of you?
So see, in all fairness, Anu had some preview of how possessive her mother was, because what the possessiveness that you saw with her father also translated with anybody who she got close to. It could be her friends, anyone. So Anu knew what to deal with. I didn't. I like walked into the storm with my eyes closed. And the only thing, probably the reason we could cope with was I was never overwhelmed by Shakuntala Devi. I've never asked her how she did her maths. I never asked Anu if she was as good as her mother, because that was never a factor. When I saw Anu, I kind of knew that, this is the person. So, but I wasn't prepared for it. And she was always in our marriage throughout our marriage. She was always there, like constantly, but she's got this exceptionally sweet side as well. So you kind of, it's amazing. It's like I was telling somebody, she can chop your head off and you'll say thank you to her when your head's falling off, because she was so charming. She was, she just had this way of disarming you, and there were times I'd be so upset with her. I mean, this even post that. But then you'd meet her and then you'd like say, oh, she's so sweet, isn't she?
Her role in the film is quite led. In an interview with us, Vidya has said that, she learns in the very beginning of her career never to judge a character. So do you have the same approach when you do these roles?
Definitely. I think it's very important as an actor to not judge. If you're judging your character, you won't be able to play them convincingly. And in that process, I don't think so anybody else will be convinced with your performance. So I never judge my characters, ever. Like, I never judged Anu. Like, there was nothing to judge her. Like, she had her own journey with her mother, and also otherwise realizing that she might be being too harsh on her mother. Like after, like in the film, when Anu becomes a mother, and that's when she realizes that maybe she was being too harsh on her mother, and maybe I never saw her as a woman who can have her own journey and her dreams. So that was really very special for me. Like it's a big learning for all of us who have seen Shakuntala Devi now, to not put our mothers on a pedestal and expect them to be perfect, because nobody is perfect. So yeah, like just like Vidya, I think I also never judge my characters. If I have ऐसा थोड़ा सा भी लगता है कि I will judge a character, I don't really pick that up. I don't do.
In the film, we have seen that Shakuntala Devi lied about her husband's sexuality to sell her book. Is it true?
I think she wrote a book about homosexuality, and then she kept getting asked, what is your credibility to be writing a book on homosexuality? I think she just got fed up of answering that question. And, in the spur of the moment, just said my ex-husband was homosexual, that's why. And it just stuck forever, because that makes it personal, that makes it juicy for people to believe, it almost gives it credence. So I think that's what happened. But there was no, obviously, as you see in the film, there was no truth to it.
It was just a marketing technique, really, which she resorted to at the time, because it was more like what gives you the authority to write on it. She did have friends and all, like, it was, but she couldn't just say that. And but it just kind of stuck after she said it. She didn't realize the impact of it.
But also what we need to understand is the reason she wanted the book to be read and addressed is because she genuinely believed that, that was the right thing at the time. And not many people had the courage to take up the topic, especially in India. So like they say, a small white lie, or what she perceived as a white lie, to get the the greater good, was well worth what she thought. And you must understand, they were also going through a bitter, divorce and stuff at that time. So it's, the punching bag was obvious.
But it's a huge truth to come out when you are doing a film, Anupama, did you and Ajay discuss this before you spoke to Anu about it? That, okay, should we talk about this or not? Will this harm her image? Did you have these questions in your mind?
No, quite honestly, no, because the good thing with Anu Menon and Nayanika was that they're very disarming in the way we spoke, and we trusted them. So we trusted to tell the story to them the way it was. And then, of course, then the four of us sat down and discussed what should be in and shouldn't be in. But then at no stage, I think Anu and I, because we were not uncomfortable with it. You know, there was nothing for uncomfortable. We're really proud of my mother-in-law. I mean, come on, seriously. So yeah, no, we never had a problem at all. No.
Vidya, Sanya, did your mothers watch it, and what was their reaction?
Yeah, I saw the film with my whole family, and they were all crying at the end of it. I should sit and ask my mother what she really wanted to do, because I remember when I was little, she really wanted to become a fashion designer, but she couldn't. Like, she got married, then she had us, and she never really worked on her dreams. And in the morning only, I was thinking that I should actually help her out, because she really wants to get into it. But I think this film has inspired me as an audience as well. So this is a very special journey for me as an actor, and also as Sanya to be a part of.
I'm closest to my mother, and yet I think I've had the most number of fights with her. So when I got to know about Anupama's relationship with her mother, I was like, oh, thank God, I'm not the only one. You know, of course, the situations may have been different, but I know when I was going through a very tough time career-wise, my father used to be worried to leave home because he'd know that I would fight with my mother. I was taking out all my frustration at her. You know, and we watched the film together. And after the film, my mother is a person of very few words. So she got up and I could see that her eyes were welling up. So I told her, I said, this is my tribute to you. You know, and she just burst out crying. Because, you know, she is someone she lost her mother when she was 5. So she's not really had the experience of a mother. And I think she put her life on hold just to be the best mother she possibly could be. And like Sanya said, I didn't know what my mother wanted to do. I didn't even think she would have had dreams. You know, it was only last year that I asked her one day, I said, so was there anything you wanted to do in life? I thought, you know, maybe women that at that time just wanted to get married and have children. And she said, yeah, I wanted to be a singer. And I was like, wow, really? No wonder, Abira, that all her life, there's been one constant, it's music. She continues to learn music to this day. Since the time she was a teenager, she's learned music and she continues to learn music. And I said, why did I never even make the connection? I never even bothered to ask her what she wanted to do beyond being a mother and a wife. So I think this was, in a sense, I think I was ready for this film because I had begun to see my mother as a person outside of being a mother, as an individual. And that's when Shakuntala Devi happened to me.
Thank you so much for talking to us. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Abira.
Thank you.
Bye.